Welcome to
After the threesome
We Are
on
Back.
Afro Vibes Radio.
This we took a little bit longer of a hiatus than we thought we would, but it was much needed.
Yeah.
Today our special guest in the bedroom is
Dun, dun, dun.
Farid Shakur, Barter's World.
welcome. This is your first time in the bedroom.
I'm a virgin in the bedroom.
A virgin. Yes, this is a virgin. We
Yes.
love virgins.
For sure. So,
Virgins are awesome.
we actually have a question for you since you're a virgin in our bedroom. Have you ever had a threesome?
Not really.
Not technically.
So,
That sounds like
Like-
there was a possibility, almost option of actually having.
Yeah, like I had a couple times where I got offered to do it, and I'm just like, no, fam, we ain't there yet. But
Okay.
another time I had like an oral threesome. I don't know if that counts. Like,
No, whatever day. It was three energies in the same place.
yeah, so they taught me how to get it in. So it was two.
So I do want to take you back because this is
You gotta
new.
clarify.
This is new for me to hear of any man wanting or a man dismissing the threesome energy. What about it was like, no, I don't want that threesome.
Me and my partner at the time, like I wanted our foundation needed to be more solid. So she
Okay.
was bringing it to me, and it was like for the birthday, and I was just like, nah, like that's cool and all, but I love
I
it. So
should. I
it was
respect
good.
that.
Then she gotta be stronger.
Yeah.
Understand.
I agree. I always say I don't know if I would be able to do it with like a lover that I wasn't secure with, and we didn't have a set foundation or communication with each other. So I do, but I've never heard that perspective from a man. So I appreciate that. We thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a minute. How you been, Sherelle? Let's catch the people up. Where y'all been? How y'all doing?
No, living life. Had my tower moments. Came back. Took a break.
Oh, your tower moments.
Yeah, my tower
Ah.
moment. You know, I had the tower moment thing. You know how life hits me hard, and then
Yeah.
I had to peel back the layers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because you're hard-headed.
yeah,
Okay.
hard-headed.
And that's okay.
My spirit guides be like, you gotta
Did we tell you?
the rough
Did
way.
it?
She don't listen.
I am a person who, I listen, okay? You ain't gotta show me too hard. Allow my spiritual journey to open up like a flower. It has been beautiful. I don't need to learn hard, and I am
wish.
grateful. Yeah, we know. We know. We know. Okay. So, yes, so that's beautiful. I personally have been in a different walk, just getting more in tune, practicing, utilizing my magic, working with spirit as opposed to spirit, just saying here, you know. So, and it's been very beautiful to see the different manifestations, all the things that are to come. Before we get into our topic, we do want to kind of catch you guys up on what to expect for the remainder of this season and beyond. So we will be bringing you guys weekly love energies.
Bedroom energy.
Bedroom energy. Yes, I'm sorry. I be forgetting my own
Our
shit.
bedroomers want
Bedroomers.
bedroom energy.
Yeah, so let you know what kind of vibe you can expect for the week for your bedroom. Whether it be about that shit like whoa or sis no.
Nah, not yet.
Sis no. Let that shit go. So we are here to bring you guys all of the things that we practice spiritually, as well as just keeping you up to date with the same old shiz. So now as we go into our topic, this week's episode, it's been a lot of, as I said, it's been a very magical time away.
Yes, it has. Much needed.
Much needed time away. So during that time, we have been I have personally been diving deeper into my African spirituality. And Brother Shakur has been an influence in that experience.
Yes.
For sure. So wanted to bring you in and just discuss the life of a medicine man.
Life of a medicine man. That's like a dope book.
So just what people can expect in life, love, dating, relationship, just whatever, however you feel, what to expect. Before we really get into the conversation, can you let the people know a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Afari Shakur. Shakur for short. How long I've been a medicine man? Don't know. It just happened. Like literally just happened. I've done plant-based medicine such as ayahuasca, psilocybin, aka mushrooms, hape, looking to do some kambo, some diesel sananga, etc. We're gonna go deeper into that.
Besides being a dope wire rapping artist as well.
I'm gonna say you're a rapper.
Yeah, I write poetry, don't have
Spit that right now. Go ahead. Diddy probably listening.
You said who probably?
Diddy.
I thought you said Biggie probably listening.
He probably is.
That's why I'm like,
He
okay,
probably
boy,
is.
I'm way too hot. But yeah, I rap crystal technology. I use that a form of a tool of medicine or healing as well, or magic with a K. Just different things.
One of our goals here is to kind of bridge the gap of understanding for conscious beings that it's just not all spirituality. And I am one who is big on duality. I believe that you can be spiritual and you can still honor your right to twerk. You know what I'm saying? So balance.
Chakra.
Do all of that, okay? All of that is connected in the same. So I like to definitely. That is our goal with this show. Is after the threesome, discussing whatever we choose, and we want to know more about you as a medicine man. So in your practices, well, how did you get started into it?
It's crazy. How I really got started into it, I was having cardiac arrest on my floor. And I was in so just to update y'all, when I'm saying recordings, I'm, for most people we'll call them dreams, but I don't call them dreams because then the god of dreams is Morpheus. And so that plays on your subconscious mind, and you're less likely to remember them. So I just call them recordings, so I can press rewind, press play, fast forward. So I had cardiac arrest on my floor, and I kept going back and forth through portals or dimensions or the dream world. And what happened was my ancestors was like, I told you to go to Arizona in January, which I did. They told me to go to Florida in February, but it was March 9th, and I didn't go. And I was supposed to be going to Indonesia like in a week or two. They told me I got 24 hours to live. And said, that's when the cardiac arrest happened. So I was like, oh, no, they're not playing. So it was crazy. I probably had $100. And so you got 24 hours to live, you got $100, you need to come up pretty much with $1,000. And that's not a lot, but for somebody who don't have no family, who had nothing going on.
And just starting with 100, yeah.
And it's, I wasn't gonna tell, hey bro, I need $100, give me $1,000 or I'm gonna die. Like, that's, people just didn't understand. They already thought I was, off, but it was just like the transition of my sister also was well played a factor in that. And I ended up going to Florida to go do ayahuasca. My birthday was March 10th. That happened a day before my birthday.
You're like the fourth person I've met in like the exact same birthday.
We gotta be friends. I like people on my birthday.
You're probably the most enlightened. Than the rest, okay?
I try to like literally every person who I met who had the same birthday as me. I made sure I specifically go to them and tell them spiritual things on purpose, even if they wasn't. It usually was women.
And one of them, the first was my best friend in high school. We don't speak anymore because she never wanted to know it.
That was back when.
I know
Yeah.
Pisces is a 12th house, so that does talk
Makes
about
sense.
like the dreams and
Transition.
transition into the
Yeah.
spiritual world. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So, in that moment, right? Like, in cardiac arrest, spirit is saying this is what you need to do. Like, how do you like break? Or like, my thought would have just been like, I'm trying to get to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just gonna keep going to said the hearts, Memorial Herman, and I'll holler at you.
Yeah.
And can I go after? Like, like, how do you balance or get to a place in between where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this in the midst. Like, I don't understand. It's a different level of strength. Like, my grandfather sat and watched TV and hummed. Now, we knew something was going on because he was watching gospel TV. Like, he was calling the Lord in spirits in the moment. And that's just not what he normally watched cowboy shows.
Yeah.
But he sat there. We never knew that he was having any type of issues. So I think it's a different level of strength.
I haven't looked at it that way,
Mhm.
strength, but I guess I just heard a voice clear as day. It said, "I told you to do this, and you didn't do it." So it was like gave me instructions like, "You got 24 hours to live. You better make it to Florida."
Were you
So
already
did
on
the-
your spiritual journey at that time? When you hear that voice? Because I know some people probably hear it and be like, but.
Yeah, I was already into like crystals and stuff,
Mhm.
like probably 3-4 years. Seeing things or people energies,
Mhm.
hearing energies, can touch stuff and see pictures from energies. I was doing that for a couple years already.
Okay. But I guess I'm just still stuck in that moment. How did the cardiac arrest stop?
Oh, so when I went back into the dream world, I said, so when I went in, I was at my funeral. So that's when I was like, okay, this is real. And I saw my aunt, who I wouldn't think is spiritual per se, but she was able to see me. So I said, "Where's my?" First, I'm like, "Who funeral this is?" Then I look in the casket. I'm like, "Oh, that's mine." Okay, so I said, "Oh, where's my mom?" She said she don't know. I go to the back, looking like I'm like I ain't dead yet. I'm like,
And this is your aunt that's alive still?
yeah, she's still alive.
Okay.
And I'm like, I ain't dead yet. Like, I gotta go find myself to resurrect myself. So I went to the back of I guess it was a church or the funeral home.
Mhm.
And I was throwing clothes, and I saw my cousins, 2 of my cousins in a body bag. And I was throwing clothes, and for whatever reason, of me throwing the clothes, they were getting life back. I saw one of my twin flames at the time. We don't always be connected.
Yeah.
She was like looking old, and I saw she had a red cup in her hand. I'm like, "Oh, you drinking? Oh, that's what we doing?" Knocked the cup out of her hand. She gets youthful all of a sudden. I remember also, by the way, I seen this man in all white. I knew he wasn't a pastor. I'm like, this is like a priest or something. And I will go back into that later. Like years later, I realized who it was.
Mhm.
He's actually my teacher now, so it's funny.
Oh, wow.
That comes full circle. And then, so my boy Julian. First off, we always family. I don't speak to Julian often at all. I might speak to Julian once every 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So Julian helped get the EKGs or the heart things in Texas Southern University. It's very important to this recording.
Mhm.
So I'm like, "Yo, I'm not dead yet, I'm not dead yet." He took the fan, hooked it up to my chest, and boom, it pumped me, but then it woke me up here, so now I can't breathe. So I'm like, "Yo, I just know my chest hurt, my heart bumping real fast, and I feel like I just got stabbed in the throat."
Mhm.
So I'm like, so I go back, I said, "Yo, what happened?" One of them touched my, I didn't know at the time, but my teacher, or we just say the man in all white,
Mhm.
touched my third eye, showed me what happened. And me and a friend, he was coming from out of town. He was running the Super Bowl in Houston. He was getting drunk because I'm not a drinker. Like every blue moon I take a shot or something. I'm not a drinker. I was drinking,
Yeah.
but it was because I wasn't happy with what was going on in my life. So I was like, escapism. I'm like, "Bro, I drive." We drove. And we was making this turn. I'm like, "Man, I make this turn all the time." It was like, I did it like 900 times, and I heard, "Well, it's the 901th time, and you're gonna fall." And I went over we went to the rail. The chest cavity and he got punctured my throat. And that's when I woke up in this realm back again. And every time he would shock me, I would be going back and forth in realms. And then I was like, okay, I need to stay up. I'm like, I gotta stay in this realm. So I heard turn on the water. So I turned on the water, started trying to knock stuff over so my roommate can hear me because I'm not really on the floor down. This day, he decides to run out the house. So,
The fuck?
Why do
I'm
people do
that sounds like my
random
daddy. My daddy would be like, oh my God, y'all need to go get somebody. And I'm like, nigga, you right there beside said person. Can you like help them? No. Nope.
so he runs out the house and goes to work. He don't know that's going on. I crawl down the stairs. I fall down the stairs like on some Prince Purple Rain type stuff. Michael Jackson got his hair burned down. Pepsi commercial. Like literally fall downstairs. Crawl to the balcony like I don't want to die this way. Hopefully somebody see me. They call EMT or something. And then I just heard a voice say, remember that heart necklace you were supposed to give to my twin flame? Or one of my twin flames? And I was just like, yeah, they said put it on. I put it on. My throat started closing back up and I could breathe. And it was like, you got 24 hours. I sold my car. I had a Lexus and everything. I sold that boy like a penny. But I was like, I just had to go. Like, I didn't care. Like, I can have this car, but...
Respect.
Like,
Respect.
what it's gonna
It's
do?
like I'd rather have my life.
You know, like,
Respect.
my mama got a better Lexus, so, like, she ain't gonna want it. Like,
It comes back
Respect.
around,
Like,
get
that's
back.
wild to me.
yeah.
So, needless to say, you're still here, so you follow the command.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the craziest thing is I feel like a lot of people, especially those who die young, in my opinion. I had quite a few friends who passed away than what they were supposed to be doing and did it. And now they're not here just because they defied. And it wasn't like, it was almost like there was an urgency on their lives that said now is the time. And not just slowly working towards, because I feel like there are times that I probably didn't do something I was supposed to do, but gratefully Spirit has something greater. And it was like you need to go through this before you think you can get to that place.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Experience. So that's great that you actually took heed.
I had no choice.
I see. Yeah, shit.
I had no choice.
Fuck yes, no, you didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Now, I want to get into this, like, cause you mentioned the twin
Twin
flames several times,
And you said multiple.
and
Yeah.
I have quite a few people who have this toil between
Karmic and twin flame.
soul and twin flame.
Oh, okay.
Karmic. Shit, that's you fuck up. You gonna get your karma in the love. You know, if you do somebody dirty, somebody coming back to do you
Straight up.
dirty. But
Shit.
twin flame and soul mates. So you believe that there are multiple twin flames? I just want to get clarity because there's one. I have one avid listener friend who believes twin flames is only one, but soulmates you can have many.
I'm old, and so I don't. My personal experience, I have more. When I mean I'm old, I just got done with a ritual, or a solarization, and they gave me that something that happened to me 2,500 years ago, to forgive myself and some other individuals about that. So I can recall 2,000 almost. I'm getting there, and I can recall a lot of them lives. So I'm old. So I can recall 3 twin flames. One got married.
Not in this lifetime.
No, in this lifetime.
This lifetime.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I know all 3 of them.
I feel like a lot of people have been experiencing those, especially right now, 2020, those relationships, those twin flame relationships, trying to get, like, I feel like something different is coming along.
I'm just
for the
super
next-
confused because now I'm kind of fucked up. I had a reading. You know the reading. I had a reading.
Okay.
I had a reading too, and you know mine's similar.
I had a reading, but before we go into that, I'm gonna come back straight to the reading. But before we do that, we gotta pay some bills, and we'll be right back. So yeah, I had a reading recently, and my reading said that the lover that I'm currently with was in my 7th house of love and relationships, marriage. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
She's our astrology.
Yes.
I'm Crystal Magic. She's astrology.
Got it.
So yeah. The current lover, and I was like, you sure? You sure it's not like somebody else? And I gave him name, birthday, or whatever, and they said, it's him. No matter where you go, y'all gonna always come back to each other. And in my mind, so I'm like, does that make him a twin? Because I thought he was my karmic. I thought it was karma. And I'm like, am I supposed to end up with like the karma? Because like, I haven't done any men wrong. I'm always very honest.
But it can be your past life you done somebody wrong.
I thought I'd been the same nigga the whole time. Like, I feel like every lifetime I've probably been this real.
Never know.
Never know, right?
Never know.
I don't know. I just have this strong feeling that I was, I don't know, but he's a past life. I've been a real nigga since first life. Since the beginning of lifetimes. Okay?
Six.
But, so yeah, that's what was told to me. So you believe that there are multiple?
Yeah, that's just me. Everybody's perspective different.
No, I believe you can have multiple twins and only one soul.
I'm like, yo, it'd be 8 tuplets, like, you know.
Right.
So octo flames, so they say. These three. If I'm just to be 100, one is so I can see somebody like, no, that was a soulmate. I could take that. But 2
and what do
people.
you do to go back to that person?
What do I do? What?
You know that's your soulmate.
I don't think a soulmate is always the person you should be with. A soulmate can be like your mom, your sister.
Yeah, you got kindred.
Oh yeah, kindred. But then that's kindred.
Yeah.
When we're talking about love, soulmate, the person that you're supposed to ride life and love through, is a difference than like my best friend is a kindred soul and she's always going to be there, but she ain't my mate for my soul.
And the way she is though, because she always gonna be there.
She always, yeah, in a way she is, yes.
But she's talking about the other.
She talking about, with the
inside
intimate stuff, like to get in your guts, like the sacral. But I can say like for me, when I first like reflecting back on it, 2 of my twin flames met each other, and I didn't know they met each other. And it wasn't on me being no sneaky type stuff, but she reached out to her, so I knew one in high school. I didn't, just before I got into all the spirituality stuff, I just knew, hey, she made me feel weird. I just didn't know why, she just made me feel weird. And but the one that I was with, when I first met her, wasn't into spirituality yet, but I literally seen gold light come out the ceiling and shine on her. Literally, like I'm so literal there. And I was just like, all right, fam, I gotta say something to her.
Yeah.
It's huge. I've been, no, because like, it's like that love at first sight type of shit.
It's real.
It is real as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
And when you meet that person and it's just an instantaneous spark, it's like I've known you forever, but I just met you 2 seconds ago.
That's how it was with my partner, I guess you would say. It's kind of weird right now, space stuff.
So, just to bridge a gap, right? You being a medicine man working with ayahuasca, psilocybin, and many other enlightening spiritual enhancements is what I like to say. It's got to be a special type of chick that's down the ride with you. So what is like, what? Because I feel like I attract very intense spiritual men for sure, but it seems like I'm a little more advanced than them, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So how does that work in your loving relationships?
I'm still I'm still looking to figure that out because as you're saying, some people be in the physical, some be in the spiritual. I was that person once upon a time. My life straight in the physical, another part of my life straight in the spiritual. So I'm learning to practice. I know you say duality. I think we saying it same thing in different ways, but I'm more so going into practicing integration of oneness. So I'm both physical and spiritual. And so I think understanding that is helping. One partner once upon a time, she's just like, oh yeah, that's who you are. So whatever, I'm with it. That's who you are. But she taught me, even though she wanted it, she taught me. But my recent partner, she done it, so she understands, cause she's done it. But she more so the business person, so she's like, let's just get the cheese. Like, you gonna do the medicine part, I'm gonna do the business part. See, you don't even know her. See, yeah.
We sisters.
You know.
No, we sisters. I can respect the balance. We all spiritual, but we all know how to make that money. Get that cheese. Okay. So I can definitely respect that. So how do you maintain balance when you are doing so much work that has to be a heavy call in your life?
You gotta find stuff I had to start finding stuff that grounds me. Once upon a time, smoking used to be a thing to ground me, but I got to a place where it started making me paranoid. So I'm teaching myself how to redraw again, so I learn how to draw.
You paint? Have you tried painting?
I used to paint.
Trying
I'm
to
getting
paint.
back there. Chris rapping make me loopy right now, so I don't do it very so often. It make me too high, like rapping dirty. So
I can see that.
I'm running and meditating, been helping a lot.
I'm hearing like paint.
Okay. I'm
To
taking the guides. I'm taking the guides. They
to
saying that.
excrete that excess energy, and it's like the creative, because through your sacral or you release, and you get a lot of that energy out through your creativity. And if you just paint, you probably be more release. You know, with no direction.
Oh, I do.
Not like what I want. Right, yeah. This is what I envisioned. I feel like I've gotten to that place, which can be why I understand when it comes to rapping, it can make you too high because you have this vision. For me, let me just say, for speaking for myself, I got to a place where I've dreamt about pieces. So when I'm making the piece, I'm just in this place of trying to recreate the dream or recreate the recording or vision that I've had.
Right.
That is, I'm no longer in the place of trying to,
I got you.
of practicality.
Makes sense.
But when I paint, I don't have a vision because I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Like, we're just here.
We're just doing some shit. And okay, I see an eyeball. Just paint that
She be like,
eyeball.
what you think this is?
You know, what does it look like? It's like, look like you was high when you did it. I was almost there. Okay.
That's okay.
But yeah, that's Shay. So, what are some of the services that you offer?
So, I do chakra alignments. You know, everyone in this room has experienced that chakra alignment.
Yes.
Whoa. I do ayahuasca ceremonies. I do psilocybin ceremonies. Rap crystal technology, and I do consultations, more so on like intuitive readings.
Do you use tarot when you do your readings?
No,
I don't know many men that do
Strictly
tarot.
into it.
I just really I started with the reading. I used to just walk up to random people.
That's what I was
Tell
gonna
me.
ask you. I was about to say, do people be like, well, read me right now?
TV messed that all up. Like people just think like, yo, so what's my name? Like actually,
It
the
don't work
easier
like
part
that.
would be just to ask you what your name is.
Right.
Like, but I actually had a time where somebody was like, "What's my name?" and I actually knew her name, and it just like I knew her name and her birthday. Like I was on something that day. Like, not literal on something. I was
So
just
take us on. Okay.
Hi.
So I'm at a place where I am ready to experience the psilocybin journey.
Oh. I was like, I don't know where she's going with this.
I can confidently say that I'm like like I'm at a readiness, but there's still like if the longer I take, like I probably should have did it the night that I decided that I wanted to do it.
I've been ready.
The night that I was like, I'm ready to do it. I probably should have jumped into it because now the longer I have to think, I'm a analysis paralysis type of person.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of been like, oh, but what if this happens? What if this happens?
Yeah.
So
And I've been like,
so
why are
many
you
different things.
thinking?
So many different things starts to come up.
You
But I
already
still
know you
feel-
divinely guided. They hold your hand. I should be
Yes.
the one scared. You see my experience.
I know. But still, so take us through a psilocybin journey. Well, maybe not at your dosage.
Definitely.
How would you start for a beginner or dosage for beginners?
Beginners.
Yeah, so beginners, and it's funny, you say like, oh, I'm ready, and so
I'm being ready.
I usually.
She's ready for ayahuasca. I just want to be there.
I want both of
I just
them.
want to watch.
I definitely, I actually got ayahuasca ceremonies coming up October, November, and December.
Okay.
And this
Get into
actually
that.
this podcast was like, boom, I had that, and when Detroit 2 came out, Big Sean, him saying that ayahuasca, it just made it click. But how do I? Okay, so for people who just trying psilocybin or never doing it, first timers, I recommend them get 4 grams.
Everybody's been saying like high dosage.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
I'm like, cause I thought he's an extremist.
Because I thought somebody said
He
5.
He like supernova.
No, that's heroes. They trying to start you on a hero journey off the gate. No.
I feel like 4 is up there though.
Let me finish. So I suggest get 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then you and someone that you trust to be vulnerable or just to see who you are, you can love them, whatever.
With a partner?
Yes, partner, friend, cousin, sister, brother, whatever. Somebody that you just trust. And I recommend y'all both do 1. Wait 45 minutes to an hour and then see how you gauge how you feel from there. Do you want to go up a little more from there? No? Stop. Yes? Take the other gram.
So 4 together with 2 people or 4 by yourself?
No, I ain't suggesting 4 by yourself off your first time.
I see.
Everybody can handle that. Everybody think they can, but you.
I witnessed it. I
Baby
witnessed
steps.
the hero. I witnessed the hero dose, and it was to me, they were in a place of just like complete like, la di da di da, la di da.
That's nice.
But energetically, I could feel their resistance.
I remember my partner did a hero's dose, and I was so grateful my twin was there because she had did 3.5, and I did a gram, and I saw the level of I was struggling there so hard because with psilocybin you're going on those higher dosages, you're going through so many rams. One time, we was in a house, 1 minute she's enduring slavery, then another minute she here, then another minute we on another planet, and it was so much going on. It was difficult.
See, I don't know. The person that I witnessed was quiet the entire experience. Like, they remained quiet. They only said a few words randomly, but for the most part, they wanted to be held, so I held them. They wanted to be it was almost like a child, like they were reverted into a child space. But they did not have, to me it was just like that, but in their body I could physically feel them like jerking, and then it would get stuck in their throat.
I'm telling you, let that out.
But they couldn't, it was a hold on their throat like none other. I understand now why, but I could feel that the whole time, and others couldn't. They couldn't feel that it wasn't, like they wanted to talk, they wanted to say, but something was blocking their throat so hard during that experience that they couldn't control it.
How would you suggest somebody said that you should take it while you're pregnant, like a little piece. What do you feel about that?
Because I am not a doctor nor a physician, I'm going to say I do not recommend you in taking things while you're pregnant. Now, if it's my wife, yeah, I'm going to tell her to do it.
Disclaimer. Got
Okay. So, another
Small dosage stuff.
no, I heard them babies be coming out smart as
it.
shit.
That's what to say.
I'm just gonna say that I know of a person who he received psilocybin at the age of 5,
Mhm.
and where his mind at is just like, yo, family are genius. So, note to self.
Got them early, right before age 7, in that range.
Dope. So now, for those exploring ayahuasca, do you believe that there's a certain level of preparation that you need to take to do any of them?
Yes. Especially ayahuasca. I always recommend people, before you go start your journey, your first 7 days, you want to be vegetarian, if not raw, vegan, because you eating heavier, dense foods. That healing process is going to be a lot hard or thicker, and also you're going to experience some of those energies or memories of that animal that got killed. So I would recommend that.
Do you recommend the same for the psilocybin?
Yeah, some people do. I recommend, that's more so a lifestyle recommend, period. I tell people go 80% vegetarian and 20% meat if you want to. Psilocybin, you could a little bit be alright, you can still do that and be okay. But ayahuasca, no.
Because I'm preparing for my first journey with the sacred women. And I just been in this space of feeling like I need to stop birth control.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You want me to have your niece or nephew. I want to know if it's gonna,
My body rejects drugs like that, so
I helped my partner get off that, and I know there's a complete difference of who she is as a person.
I haven't been on it long though. Like I've only been on it, and I'm only doing like people who do the I could never do any of that, and I fought hard not to get on it. Like they do do it implants.
Oh yeah, I haven't been on birth control in 10 years, so I can't even tell you.
I've never successfully been on it, but I've been on it now for like 6 months. My doctor was like, let's just give it a try. I see differences, but I still feel like I feel like I'm at a place now. I had an recently there was an event that we did with the Sacred Women, and at said event, I gave birth.
I've done that too.
Really?
Psilocybin.
I wasn't there. I didn't do it.
I was like in the middle of a field, and I felt like literally my gooch.
Mm-hmm.
was like convulsing. I was having cramps in my ribs. I was screaming. I'm glad I was like in the middle by myself when this was happening. And
It was a tribe surrounding me when it happened, but I was not prepared. I was like in the supporter. I was trying to stay in support. Like everybody else going through their moment. I'm a support. Let me send my energy, and I'm gonna be that support. And I think we just had that conversation at the last Happy session that we did. That I've been put in these positions to like support other people, and at the moment that I had this birthing experience, it was somebody who wasn't able to fully release. And then not only for them, but for me, it was like a full on, like when I came back, my legs were propped up like I was on the delivery table, and I just did not expect. And I was just like, why was I chosen to be the birth? Because nobody else gave birth tonight. Why the hell? Why I'm pushing out
the rest of it.
spirit babies?
Your favorite radio station. This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.